little closer so you don't have to see the table.
Okay. Sinking. Hi, welcome to Dr. Dekel's Sunday Live. And who do we have here with us? We have Dr. Moshe Dekel.
Good evening.
So today we're going to be talking about
NAD, I guess.
We're going to talk about NAD Plus and all the benefits that it does and can do. Are you ready to get questions?
Absolutely, rapid fire.
Yes, sir. All right. So, obvious question. What is NAD Plus?
What is NAD plus?
Good
Question. NAD stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. I know it's a mouthful.
Yes.
It's a coenzyme, or actually to make it even simpler parameters, it's a molecule that accepts and donates electron. Okay, so if you look at how much energy in the body, you probably heard about the mitochondria. Mitochondria is a small organelle in each cell, and we have thousands of them in each cell.
Okay.
That is where the substrate, or the actually sugar, like a better word, gets into the mitochondria and being converted into ATP, which is the energy molecule in the body.
Okay.
The NAD, okay, let me explain it this way. It's called the electron transfer chain. Okay, in other words, there's electrons that are moving from one compound to another, loading, it's almost like loading a gun, for lack of better words. Okay, so the NAD is part of that mechanism that is taking the electrons and moving to the next thing and the next station until it becomes ATP. And once it has ATP goes to the cell, releases the energy, and becomes ADP, adenine dinucleotide.
Okay.
And then it goes back and forth. It's like a moving train, back and forth, back and forth. So the NAD is absolutely a must, to have energy.
So in simple terms,
Yes.
NAD Plus for people like myself.
Yes.
How would you explain that? How would you say what NAD essentially does? I know through the mitochondria and all that, but kind of say in layman's terms, what would you say NAD?
Let's make it very simple.
Yes.
NAD is equal energy. We have enough NAD, we have enough energy. Of course, it's a simplification of the issue. But if we don't have enough NAD, for sure, we don't have enough energy.
Okay.
So in addition to everything else we need to have, we need NAD.
Yep. Okay. Let's ask another one. So, and then can you say NAD 3 times in a row?
You can say NAD 3 times or 10 times in a row.
Okay. So, how are NAD Plus infusions different from, because online you'll look and you'll see a bunch of NAD supplements, and they sell them on a monthly basis and they say it's going to change your world. What's the difference between a patient that is on a supplement for NAD Plus rather than coming in office and doing infusions with you?
Excellent question. So yes, you have NAD in a by mouth supplementation. You actually have intranasal.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We also have a cream.
Oh. Do we have a cream?
Yeah, we do.
Ooh, well, don't look at this.
And we have an IV. So obviously, the IV formulation bypasses what? The gastric channel. Okay, so it bypasses the absorption, which varies from one person to another. It 100%, whatever we administer, goes 100% into the circulation. Okay. To the point that when we actually have the treatment, you feel that you're getting something.
Oh,
that's for sure.
Yeah, you know when it happens.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
Yes.
And then you feel awesome afterwards. Yeah. Well, this is a good question. I know the answer, but how long does it take for NAD Plus to start working in your body from the point of you getting an infusion to possibly seeing results? And I know that most patients are going to vary, so this is kind of,
Usually it's 1 to 2 weeks. I have some patients who feel amazing after the first treatment, but usually it takes about 1 to 2 weeks for the mitochondria to regenerate and to actually make more energy.
Perfect. What can NAD Plus infusion therapy help to treat? I know it's basically everything, but.
Well, I personally use it for anti-aging, okay, but a lot of people need to use it because their energy has declined. and it's just one of the items that really slows down the aging process. Okay. It also helps with any kind of addiction, whether it be alcohol, narcotics. So,
I was gonna say, and that's a big thing is we'll have a lot of patients call in because I'm at the front and they'll say, oh, is NAD just for somebody that's an addict? And
no,
well, yes, it does help out with that,
absolutely
but taking forward to
absolutely
you.
not. You can actually, if you look at the broad picture of NAD, NAD can help with just about anything. And that's kind of a strange answer. No, it's not. Because bottom line is how much available energy we have. The more available energy we have, the better life we have, the better health we have. And if we have any issue, okay, taking NAD will help mitigate at whatever issue it is. So in general, what is NAD good for? Just about anything.
Yeah. Specifically, I know you said that you're taking NAD infusions for anti-aging. How is it specifically helping with your anti-aging, and how can it help with our patients or future patients' anti-aging?
Good question. Uh, you're probably familiar with the telomeres. Telomeres are actually, so it's almost like a cap on the DNA that you have two strands. On top of them, they have two little caps that actually protect them from kind of unraveling.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like the NAD
So it's
has
like,
actually have a protective effect
okay,
on the telomeres. Okay.
that's pretty
So
great.
again, life length or how long we last in this lifetime actually depends on the telomeres. And since NAD helps protect the telomeres, by definition, it is also helping longevity.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
How are you feeling after doing your NAD?
I feel great. Thank you.
He does. He works longer hours than I do, and I'm in my 30s. Okay, so how does NAD Plus help out with mental illness?
With mental illness.
Mental illness.
Okay. That's a great question. I need to think about it for a second. But I always fall back to one little thing. Whatever issue we have, then we need to repair.
Okay.
We need one major component, which is energy.
Yeah.
Well, so let's find out what the mental illness is about. Actually, the root cause of it,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Okay. And then again, I don't want to give the impression that we prescribe NAD to every patient who comes here. No,
No.
that's not the case.
Not at all.
This really intends to actually give you an understanding of what can be done with NAD. But in order for us to know if NAD is for you, we need to have a 15-minute free conversation to see, are you a candidate?
It's true.
Okay. Maybe you are. Maybe other means and other modalities would be even more appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, I haven't found one item that NAD cannot help with.
No, I know it's pretty crazy, and he is right. The reason that we're asking so many questions like how does it help with aging, how does it help with mental illness, is because this video is around NAD specifically. If you do come in the clinic, Dr. Dekel is not going to go, oh, NAD, for every single person. He's going to make a treatment plan that's going to be very specific,
patient specific.
Patient specific. And then this is actually a question that I've received a few times. Is NAD plus infusion therapy, is it safe to do? Is it safe, when they come in and they're coming in to buy a pack, why is it safe?
It's safe because it is safe, because there's no side effects. It's the body actually accepts it with, I would say, happiness.
Yes.
You just need to know how to administer it.
Yeah. That's
okay. So I wouldn't suggest when it comes to have to say, okay, I'm going to try my NAD. Well, first of all, it's a prescription drug. So, it's not available on the open market. You have to deal with it a certain way. It has to be transferred in a cold pack. It has to be kept refrigerated. So we're not concerned people are going to abuse NAD because it's just not available.
Yeah.
But it is safe. We've been using it for years. We haven't had any issue whatsoever.
So to get NAD therapy treatment, does the patient or potential patient need a referral?
Absolutely not. What do you need a referral for? Come see me. You need it, you need it, you get it. You don't need it, you don't get it. You don't need a referral.
Okay. Say I'm a new patient. Okay. Hi, Dr. Dekel. It's nice to meet you. Can I eat or drink prior to my infusion? Because you have just prescribed me NAD IV therapy infusions.
Absolutely. In fact, the best thing to do is really hydrate. Not because you need it for the NAD, but because if you hydrate, it's much easier to start an intravenous line. So you want to hydrate, you want to just drink enough, but you can eat. It's not a problem. It's not, it's not a problem.
I think we may have already ran over this, but are there any possible side effects? I know during or after.
Well, if you don't administer it correctly,
Yeah, like you just said.
yeah, you can get nauseous. That's about it. But the thing is, we monitor the patients very closely.
Yes.
We explain to them what they may feel. Okay, usually it's when I take it, I feel a vibration. I know there's something going into my system. Okay, and actually I control my own rate, and actually explain to the patient and allow them to control their own rate of administration. Why? Because they know how they feel. So the idea is to feel, something's going on, maybe a little pressure, a little bit, slight discomfort, but not to the point of getting nauseous and vomit. So the worst case scenario is really getting sick to your stomach. But let's put it this way: it hasn't happened to us yet, and it's not going to happen because we watch our patients very carefully.
Yeah, and I can say one thing I really love about Dr. Dekel is whenever we know somebody's coming in for their first NAD IV infusion, he will literally be sitting right here, and you'll see him, and we'll like push patient appointments and make sure the schedules so that you have total focus and that he talks you through. Because like for me, when I was going through it, I was like, oh, I'm scared. I'm like, I have this rhythmic feeling. Am I okay? Am I okay? And he's like, he'll talk you through it. Like, no, you're fine. You're doing well. It's, if you want to slow it down, you can slow it down. You can speed it. I mean, so it's really attentive. It's not just like, let's hang an IV, peace, enjoy it in the back. It's not like that. And I think that should be a big kudos to you and
Thank you.
to how you practice and how much you do care about our patients. And
well, thank you.
There's not many doctors like you. So
if you say so.
I know he hates compliments, but I'm just saying in general. Okay. We already went across the side effects. What is the recommended course? Like, again, but this is going to vary from patient to patient.
Yes.
So that's going to be different.
It's a good question. For instance, it all depends, again, while we're doing it. If this is for addiction, whether it be any kind of addiction, it's going to be daily.
Yeah.
For 10 days. So that's kind of rigorous, time-wise. But other than that, usually it's twice a week, once a week. It all depends on what we're trying to accomplish, what the situation is. Do we have a problem? And we have to be more aggressive about it.
Absolutely.
Or this is just kind of leisurely, you know what, I want to slow down the aging process.
I want to feel good.
Okay, what's your schedule? Okay, how often can you do it? You can do it twice a week. That's fine. What if you skip once? Nothing bad is going to happen. I'm going to give it to you next week. It's not a problem.
Absolutely. Can the patient drive home after receiving NAD IV therapy?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not a problem. You don't have a side effects. It's not like having narcotic or having a surgery, minor surgery, or you have conscious sedations. No, that's not a problem.
Okay, so I have a couple questions. So does NAD, and again, I've heard about this, does it help with hair growth? And then also, does it help with weight loss? With it being January, everyone's trying to get their New Year's resolution in. Does it help with weight loss?
Well, let's start with hair. Yes, it does. And so why is that? Hair growth needs what?
Energy.
Raw material. Okay. All the components. And it's energy. Well, NAD is energy, so it does. And the other question was
for weight loss.
Weight loss.
Weight loss.
NAD will increase the metabolic rate. So when we're talking about burning extra fat, okay, it means that we need to burn more than what we are putting into our system.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that can happen various ways. It can be intermittent fasting, number one. Number two, it has to do with how much carbs we're taking, because obviously, the more carbs we take, the easier we gain weight.
Exactly.
Okay, so we recommend a modified keto, or what I like to call keto light.
Yeah.
Okay, which is more protein, vegetable, good fat, and a salad.
Mhm.
Okay. And on the other hand, what is a metabolic rate, which means what? How many calories we burn in 24 hours just being alive, not doing exercise, not climbing stairs, not doing any kind of sports. Okay. So let's assume it's roughly 2,000 calories in a broad spectrum.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if our basal metabolic rate is 2,000 and we are consuming 2,000, we're not going to gain weight. We're not going to lose weight. Okay.
Yeah.
But if we are increasing the metabolic rate using NAD, and especially is in conjunction with thyroid support, adrenal support, and on and on and on,
Yeah.
and we're going to burn, let's say, 2,500 calories,
Mhm.
and we're just consuming 2,000, now we're going to lose what? We're going to actually be in deficit of 500 calories per day. Well, a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So in that kind of scenario, every 7 days, you're going to lose 1 pound of fat, which is 4 pounds a month.
Not too
And in
bad.
10 months, we're talking about 40 pounds. So again, would I recommend to just come and use NAD for weight loss exclusively? No.
Yeah.
I would maybe recommend it in a conjunction with everything else we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, but just
Healthy diet.
I don't want to give the listeners the impression that I can come and take NAD and just
And bam,
miraculously,
I'm gonna lose
40
weight.
pounds.
Yeah, no, it's a, like
It's
you
an
said,
adjunct.
yeah, it's all combined together, like you
Yes.
said, with keto light, with
Yes.
changing their lifestyle, with everything else, and then the NAD plus is just like kind of what you're saying. It's like cherry on top of what it can do. So this is actually one question I saw. Is NAD plus bad for your liver or kidneys?
Absolutely not. If anything, it's positive. It's helpful.
Okay.
Absolutely, because again, the liver being probably the largest detox organ we have, other than the skin, needs a lot of help because it works extremely hard. It's a goalkeeper for the gut, and the gut, as you know, is 24/7 war between good and bad, and actually, our health depends on our gut situation. Okay, so NAD will actually help because more energy. I know it sounds
Like
kind of
repetitive.
redundant, but it
It's
is the
true.
truth. Okay, anything that the body needs to do, whether it be growth, repair, rejuvenation, fighting disease, uh, trying to stay young, etc., making sure we have enough muscle mass, etc. It all depends, bottom line, on energy in addition to everything else. But energy is a major component of everything we spoke about. So it definitely can help the liver and its duties. And what was the other organ? The kidneys?
Yes, sir.
Same thing. The kidneys need one major component, believe it or not. That's water. Drink enough water.
Some Pellegrino.
Drink enough water, and the rest will be fine. But again, if you have a kidney compromise, that's a different story. So then we have to find out why. And we do the right necessary testing here to find out what really the level of kidney function you have. Because the issue with kidney function is that it's really silent. It's almost like diabetes. Okay, you don't know you have it until you have it. Meaning what? You have a problem. Okay, then you come and we'll find out. Oh, look at this. Your kidney function is down 80%. So how about finding out if we have any issue to begin with? Take control of it and prevent it from getting worse.
Yeah, getting to that point. As far as NAD, I guess we did get some fun little celebrity statistics on things. So I know that Dr. Dekel completely follows every one of these celebrities.
Absolutely.
He is a total Justin Bieber, Haley, no joking. But for real, celebrity wise, you know,
I'll leave it up to you because that's not my forte.
yeah, you'd probably be
So,
like,
so you run with it.
you'd be like Bieber.
Bieber.
Okay, so Justin Bieber does NAD infusions. Haley Bieber, his wife, does infusions. Kendall Jenner does infusions. It shows them talking about it quite a bit online, which did spur up the younger generation to kind of pep up and then start listening and talking about it. So that's, you know, one thing to kind of throw out there. For us, that really doesn't matter because, I mean, we don't go by celebrity, we go by science. So
Well, thank you for that.
that's one of the biggest things. And then another thing to announce would be the fact that we are offering prescription NAD cream for your face. It's not just in the aesthetic room. You can talk to Dr. Dekel about it in his office, or if you're around the country via telehealth. There's so many benefits to it. It helps out with if you don't want to do Botox. If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you have lines, wrinkles, all of that, it can help protect you from UV, I guess, rays, sunspots, aging spots, all of that. We do have some deals that are going to be coming out with it, whether you want to either purchase one bottle to test it out, or if you want to do a monthly subscription. You can call our office at 843-757-STEM, STEM, and we can give you some information on that, or you can always get a lovely free consultation, which is ridiculous, with Dr. Dekel for 15 minutes and discuss that with him along with any other health issues that you might have. And he will wave his little wand and fix you as he has with me and everybody else that I see. So that would be another thing to kind of keep an eye on.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the audience. I guess what's the next thing as far as are we going to cut this off?
No, what we're going to say is attitudes are contagious. Are yours worth catching, or what is that?
Definitely got to keep it. Yes. Attitudes are contagious.
contagious.
Is yours worth catching?
Is yours worth catching?
See you
But
later, everybody.
secondly, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We're going to be having a brand huge, huge specials for January, February for breast thermography, for our M-Sculpt Neo, for our Emcella, hair restoration, weight loss, everything. Like deals that will not be offered ever again, ever, ever, ever. So if you want to come check that out, I would sincerely say to do so. But definitely subscribe, and everything else. Attitudes contagious.
Adios.
Ours are worth catching, so are yours.